There's evil everywhere. Relentless murder of women and children everywhere, but we're super focused on what the elites want us to be focused on right now, which is Russia and Ukraine.
I'm pretty upset with how NATO forces destabilized Libya and brought back the slave trade. So when NATO starts expanding, not a fan of where this is going to lead to.
Yeah.
And then what do you get? You get a mass influx of refugees, economic migrants, and criminals flooding into Europe.
Yeah.
And now, what's really fascinating about the immigration crisis in the U.S. is everything I'm hearing that we've been talking about was said about Europe like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah. They're always about 10 years ahead of us on what's going to happen. Yeah.
Man, here we are.
What stuff? What do you mean?
Well, so, 6 or 7 years ago across Europe, you had economic migrants from sub-Saharan Africa traveling up through Africa to Libya, where they would be transported into Europe. Now, it's still happening, mind you, but it was massive waves of boats. And there were a lot of people coming from Afghanistan and Syria, but they were substantially less. There was the Western, Central, and Eastern migration routes to the Mediterranean. And I believe the Central was the dominant one, which was mostly economic migrants from sub-Saharan Africa coming into Europe, being lied to. They were being told by NGOs, if you come here, there's jobs, there's shelter, there's food. And when they showed up, it was freezing and they were living in tents. And I actually interviewed some of these individuals in France at one of these, they had a gigantic inflatable migrant center where everyone was just sitting in a big open space. And outside, I asked some people and they said, we were lied to. It's freezing here. There's no food. There's no jobs. They tricked us. And that's exactly what we end up seeing with a lot of people coming in the migrant caravans to the United States.
Yeah.
There are NGO groups massively funded that have been encouraging people to come to Europe and the United States. Part of me wonders who, it's funny, we're talking about war with Russia and all that stuff. I would love to believe that Russia was funneling money to groups to send illegal immigration into Europe and the United States to destabilize NATO. The only problem is the uniparty establishment wants it to happen.
Yeah.
And the politicians of Europe also want it to happen. So they're actually in favor of the destruction, which Bernie Sanders said in 2015, quote, will make your country poorer. That's Bernie. Open borders is a Koch brothers proposal. I can't do Bernie too well anymore. I got to practice. But he says that that was too.
That's okay. He's leaving the Senate anyways.
Yeah.
But
Bernie can't even do Bernie that well anymore. So,
but he said in an interview on Vox, we brought it up last week, it will make your country poorer. Having open borders will make your country poorer. Now here we are.
Yeah, go figure.
Yep.